That's not good. This will be my first time hooking this up. First time ever hooking up a front end auger. I hope I can get it right. Can do everything as it's supposed to be. I don't know. But we'll give it the old college try. So far so good. All right. Let's lift this thing in the air, see what it'll do. Like I say, I don't know the controls. I don't know nothing about this. We'll learn together. How's that? I'm bringing her back down because we got a pretty good hydraulic leak going on here. Let's go grab a wrench. I think I see where the problem is. The problem appears to be, and I don't know if you can see it or not, has a crack in it. Brand new. I hope they got a replacement. Only option I have right now with what I have is to take this hose off and take it back to the dealer and either get them to put me another end on it or what. Hate to take the time to do this on such a beautiful day. Well, the kid had to run into town, and this is still a under warranty product. So the dealer where I bought this unit was kind enough to expedite me fitting on here. A new replacement fitting, and that's a good thing. I just had him cut the end off and put a new fitting on it because I think it's going to be long enough. All right, that's on. Yeah, this would be easier with two guys, but it's not bad with one guy. I think I've got it positioned exactly where I want it. Looks like it's nice and vertical. I didn't measure that, but I don't want to go over, I don't know, 30 inches or so. Let me get a tape measure. I'll be right back. I stop about right here, that's 30 inches. How about hollering at me when I get to there? We'll take a look at it and see what we'll look like. That's not good. See if we can do this. Well, that was my first experience with a front end auger, and it was a slow go, but I'll learn it. At least I got a hole dug here. I would have probably, and I put me a stone down there in the bottom. I guess you can see that. I probably could have dug that with the manual operator, probably even quicker, but I'm going to get good at it. And fortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I just got 6 more holes to go. So first thing in the morning, Lord willing, creek don't rise and nothing happens, we're going to get back on it. We're going to start over here, get these 4 knocked out, and then we'll go back to the front. I just wanted to practice on one, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is a good morning. This is one of those mornings, reminds me of all the years in construction. The vast majority of the time, the weather was pretty. It was nice. Sometimes rainy, sometimes cold, but the vast majority of the time, you had a Chamber of Commerce day like we got today. I got to quit yapping and get to work. What we're going to be about today, or what I'm going to try to be about, I don't know how far we'll get, but we'll get as far as we can. I want to get these holes drilled, and I'd love to get these poles set. We got some weather supposed to be moving in tomorrow, I believe it is. So I'd really like to get these in the ground, let that concrete be setting up, and then set some posts. I got distracted, and then when I got back out here, I thought, you know, I sure would like to see something going up. I mean, I've been piddling around for way too long. So I pulled out a post, but I put this baby up just to see how I'm doing now. But ain't that a thing of beauty? She's plumbed up this way perfectly. Well, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's just look at the bubble. Can you see that? How about this way? I think that's about where we want it, isn't it, guys? Now let me show you one other thing that I did while I was getting ready to put this post up, which might make your life a little bit easier. Now I'm an advocate of never having more than one screw on your batter boards, but I put a screw 1/4 of an inch outside the 12-foot, 30-foot mark. Done that all the way around. What we got flying in now? That was pretty. Went around to all the screws and put 1/4 of an inch outside of my building footprint. What that allows me to do, let me just show you, is set my post just in 1/4 of an inch inside of that line. So when you're setting your post, you're not bumping your line. You know you want to have a little margin. Just makes it easier on you, because if you're setting your post to your line, you're probably going to touch the line, and you're going to push the line out, and before you know it, you're going to get off. Or that's the way what I would do anyway. I would get off. So that's why I did that. Before you before you drill your holes, especially if it's been overnight, take this for what it's worth. But I want to come back and recheck my lines, recheck my dimensions, recheck my square, recheck everything to just make sure I'm spot on. I guess I'm a little bit anal on that, but I want to get it right. And the second thing is, yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, yeah, I dropped the auger on one of my batter boards, and you just don't, I mean, if you want to get chewed out really quick on a construction site, just hit the fellas' batter boards, okay? That, you know, you can slap yourself, you can hit yourself, but don't hit a batter board. I learned that when I was an absolute youngin'. And then one more thing before I get the tractor cranked up. If you're doing a post, this is for a post and beam kind of structure. And after you get all your little places where you know you're centered, and that's where you want to set your tap, you're done with your lines for a little while, okay? And so what's a good thing to do with them? You say, well, you just take them right here. And that way, you got them out of the way. Just trying to keep the gravel as clean as possible. I got a little more to put on this, but I'm allergic to mud, okay? Not really, but now this stone is not the full diameter of the hole, but it's as big as the post, and the compaction of the soil, it hadn't been disturbed since after the flood. So setting a post on this ain't going nowhere. Oh, let me show you something. I didn't see this. I didn't know this yesterday, okay? This machine got this little, I was wondering what this thing was floating back and forth. Well, it's got a little arrow on it, tells you when you're vertical. So from the operator, you don't have to get out and look. If that thing's on vertical, you're vertical. I didn't know. Just see how it goes. One thing you learn very quickly in construction is not to be too set in your ways about what your plan is. You have an overall plan, but then there might be little variables that come in that change your plan, and that's okay, because you know what your end result's going to be, you know what you're trying to accomplish, but you may have to make modifications along the way, okay? What I've got here is we've got rain in the forecast tomorrow, and I'd rather not fill these holes up with water. I'd rather fill them up with post and concrete. So I'm going to go ahead and set these back posts. I've got that corner, and then if time permits, I'll get the other two set. Well, I want to show you something right here that's you're going to need for each one of your posts, and that is you're going to need some bracing, and you're going to need some stobs, need some screws, a drill, a nail, duplex nails, whatever you're going to use to fasten it. I like to use screws, they come off so easy. And if you'll notice over here, these are, you know, not real long braces, and just a little old bitty 1x down there for a stop. You don't need a whole lot of a stop to hold these things while the concrete's setting up. Well, it depends on your grade. If your ground's real soft, yeah, you probably need to get a bigger stop. My ground's real hard, little old bitty 1x stobs, gonna hold it in place till the concrete gets set up, so it's good. But it's good to have, and I just finished cutting those, your braces ready to go. And well, I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. Let's just go ahead and get into it. This is a 5x6 I can see. And I've got a Tennessee fieldstone rock down in the bottom of that hole. Come on. Stay. I've got me a brace here. I ain't worried about getting it exactly right now. Just getting it close. Well, I'm gonna have to hire somebody to open this box for me. There we go. And obviously, I don't know if it's obvious to you, but you want to put these on the side of the post that's away from your line. And you want to make sure that you don't put them where they're inhibited by any of the other posts, because as you start plumbing it up, then there you go. I can see by eye that I'm leaning a little bit that way. I need to move the bottom over just a hair. About like that. don't fall. Well, you did it anyway, didn't you? Man, that's perfect that way. And we're good on the line that way, so I can go ahead and drive me a stop and screw that one in place. Put your screw down low in your stop, put it up toward the top, and it's going to split. Perfect. Now what we got over here, Batman? Perfect. Perfect. That's what you want. Perfect. So this brace here and this brace here is screwed off. Those other two are temporary. I can take those off now and move them down to the next post. So that's what we're going to do. So let me bring you in here and show you what we got. So we got our post set 1/4 inch or so inside the line, which is where the footprint line, if I move it over to that yellow screw, that's where it would be. Okay? And got the braces on here. Like so. She's nice and plumb and ready. For the next one. Well, I'd like to have $1 for every time I've done this. All right, well, I gotta find some more string now. Actually, this string was a little bit loose, so I'm gonna just tie the ends together. Let me show you something you might not know. I imagine most of you do know. But say you're wanting to tie 2 ends together where I cut that. If you'll lay them right together like that, put your finger right there and loop around and come back through and pull it. You can't pull it apart. Okay? I don't know if you can see that or not, but anywho. You might notice always after I screw it, I go back in, just double check, make sure nothing moves. That's just perfect. Hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Come in here and take a look at this. That's what you want. And the other way, that's what you want. So if you look down through there, they ought to be straight as a string. So all we need now is some concrete. Oh, right. Well, this place is starting to look like a construction site. We've got some clouds rolling in, but I've checked the forecast and it's talking like it's not going to be till late afternoon before we get it. So the kid's going to pull off, and I got 5 of my posts set, got 2 more to go. Now, something I would recommend to most people, okay, and that is, all right, I'm pulling off the line at the bottom, but I definitely would recommend getting you a line. Instead of setting them the way I did, put you a screw or nail in the top of that and pull it down to the other end, and then pull your line and then set your middle post. Now, I didn't do that. I may go back and check it, but I'm gonna tell you, to my eye, it's absolutely as straight as a string. So I don't know. I mean, I knew my post was very, very straight, and I knew everything was right. So anyway, I'm ready. I've got stones down in the bottom, and I'm really not, as opposed to the barn build we did last year and the first part of this year, I'm not really concerned about uplift here because we're down in a hole, and you know, if a tornado comes through, it doesn't matter what you do. If the good Lord wants to take it out, he can take it out. But I'm really not concerned about uplift here. Anyway, 2 more posts to go, and then I'm gonna start pouring some concrete. I'll see you in the morning.